The second ever British pageant of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints was recently held during the first 2 weeks of August in Chorley, England. Fittingly entitled Truth Will Prevail, the pageant presented personal stories of the migration of early 19th century Mormons from the British Isles to the United States. Talented actors portrayed the arrival of the first missionaries in Great Britain in 1837 and how their message of God's restored church led to the conversion of thousands of truth-seeking people. While early apostles were among the first missionaries to serve in the British Isles, the pageant's cast and audience were treated to a special visit by a modern-day apostle, Elder M. Russell Ballard of the Quorum of the 12.
The church, even in their difficult times, even on the plains, when they were moving across in those very difficult times with their wagons and their hand carts, they would find themselves singing, oftentimes dancing, in order to try to keep their spirits up and to feel the joy and the power that comes from music and song and socialization.
Audiences also heard the stories of sacrifice and martyrdom that preceded the establishment of the church. Those who gave their lives so that people everywhere could one day have the Bible in English. The large cast of over 300 church members was composed of amateur performers from across England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland. These actors eagerly volunteered their time over a 6-month period to learn their lines, to practice the music, to choreograph the folk dances, and to rehearse countless hours until the show was ready to go on.
Both the crew and the cast in the pageant love it. They approach it with a sense of anticipation and some anxiety, but then once they're involved, they love it, they're engaged in it, there's a sense of excitement that grows and it touches everybody involved.
Behind the scenes, hundreds of volunteers used great skill and talent to build the sets and to sew the costumes necessary to transport the audience back to the mid-19th century. Still, others made sure that the lighting and the sound were perfect, that the cast and crew were properly fed on the days of the performances, and that the theatre itself could comfortably accommodate the 1,500 guests each show.
We watched the show and it was amazing. And one of the things that struck me is the sacrifice that the people did to make this come off so well. Those in the program, those helping with behind the scenes, it was just fantastic.
Adding to the pageant's splendour is the fact that it was held on the grounds of the Preston Temple. Though many of the early British saints left their beloved home to travel across the seas to an uncertain future, their legacy laid the spiritual foundation for the Lord's house in this blessed community.
They set off to build temples in Kirtland and Nauvoo and beyond. They understood that there was more to come under the direction of the prophet Joseph in the restoration and the foundation of the church. And they knew that they had to go there to be a part of it, to be a part of the temple building people that we've become, and to now see their descendants see more than 150 temples over the whole globe and growing.
For Elder Ballard, attending this year's British pageant was a very real homecoming of sorts. As a young man, Elder Ballard was called to serve in what was at the time the British mission.
I was blessed to come here in 1948, and that's a long time ago. And so every chance I get to come to England, I feel like I'm coming home. I think anybody that reads the history of the contribution the British Isles made, really in many ways saving the church, you almost stand in awe, at least I do,